Okay, hi, my name is Larry. I'm going to do a quick rundown on an earthquake chainsaw here. This is CS4116. You might know it as a 16-inch chain, 41cc. It came from Walmart. Uh, got this from my son. We bought it back in 2012 when it was running, but it wouldn't rev up, so I ended up replacing the carburetor. I'm going to show you a little bit about the carburetor too. This is a carburetor that came off of the unit. But anyway, real quick, to replace this carburetor, take this top off. Fairly simple procedure here. You back the screw out. This top comes off. Now, and this is the air filter, just lifts right out. There is the carburetor sitting right there, the air intake, and so to get this out, there's one screw right here on the side, and there's two screws that go in right here. Now, when you look at the unit here, out here, that one screw would be right down here, and the two screws going through would be right here. So this is the air intake side of this carburetor. So you take that out, lift that out, and then after you get that out, it's a really simple piece of business to fix. There's two gas inlets. There's a gas inlet here, and there's a gas line down here, and I just pried those right off with my fingernail very easily. Then you got the choke over here, which the choke needs to, you have to relax the throttle a little bit to get that choke to pull out. And then when it locks, I'll show you that real quick on this carburetor. Anyway, just put a new carburetor on this thing, just put a new chain on it. This chain, in case you're wondering, is an Oregon S57 advanced cut. Got this off of Amazon for about 14 bucks, and it definitely lists this earthquake as being one of the saws that this chain fits. So it's an Oregon 16-inch advanced cut S57. I don't know if there's necessarily a part on this thing. Part number, I guess there is. As you can see that part number up there. If you get the part number, that's the information on the chain for this earthquake chainsaw. Okay, now, so I'm going to run through this carburetor real quick for you. This carburetor is, the one I put on here was from a WALBRO. It's very, very similar, except for these two adjustment screws on the other one are not completely hidden. See the adjustment screws, this is the low side and the high side with the fuel line coming in right here. You'd have to have a very special tool to get that in there, and then there's some hex on there, which is very, very difficult to see in this lighting, I know, but even if it was better lighting, you'll be able to see it because it's so tiny. Just have a very special tool to get in there, so again, they got you relegated to going back to a dealer or buying that tool. This is your idle adjustment right here. As you take the, see if I can grab the right one here. This is the throttle switch, and as you throw that throttle switch, it'll come off of that. You see it moving in the sunlight. It'll come off of that screw, and depending on where that screw is, if you back that screw out, it's going to go slower until it eventually stops, or you screw it in so fast. You want it set just so that the blade, you want the idle set as high as possible without the blade turning. So that's where you want that. Now, this is the gut side. This goes in and this way into the carburetor. This is the air filter side. And when you turn that carburetor, I want to show you this real quick too. When you turn that choke on, they say to start it, you prime this thing. You push this primer button, push the primer button down here about 6 times till the gas tank fills up. And then you pull this button out, which is the choke. Locks the choke in place. Now, what it's doing, as you can see here, is when you pull that choke out, it goes all the way around, and then the throttle linkage hookup lever, whatever this is called, locks the choke entirely closed. Now, after you pull the cord a few times and get it to kick, you pull on the throttle switch and boom, and the choke opens back up and the thing starts. So that's it. It's a pretty simple little device. I just got tired of fooling with it. There's something up inside of here. It's got a little bit of blockage in it. And to tell you the truth, I got that WALBRO carburetor off of Amazon for $13 and change, and Prime delivered it. And for $13, I'm not going to fool with trying to go out and buy a can of carburetor cleaner and clean this thing. It's 3 screws in about 15 minutes to change that carburetor out. So that's all I got today. Again, earthquake, 41cc. Nice little 16-inch chainsaw. We're looking forward to get a lot more use out of this.